Really glad that you guys are here. This is a Zoom story time. We're doing something new. Last time we worked with Cousin John and had him on for storytelling. He pre-recorded his story and he shared it with us on our YouTube channel. And this time we want to do something a little bit different. So we're doing it live. And our friend Cousin John has written a bunch of books and he'll tell you all about those. And we're also going to be doing a little bit of a story about Kwanzaa today. So we are letting you know that this is being kind of sponsored and organized by Treehouse Books. And Treehouse Books is a literacy center and free bookstore in North Philadelphia, just north of Temple's campus. And we give out free books and we do things in the neighborhood there. And we really love doing all of that. And we're just really excited today for you all to be joining us and anyone else who logs on soon. And we hope that they do. If not, they'll catch the video because we'll post this online as well. Just ask if you guys would just keep yourself muted, of course, unless Cousin John asks you to unmute and share something back and forth. You could do that as well. But we're really glad you're here. Thanks for signing up and thanks for coming. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Cousin John.
Thanks, Michael, and thanks for having me. I want to thank you, everyone, for coming to today's holiday story time. I'm so excited to be here. As Michael said, I am a children's book author. And in order to be an author, one of the things that have helped me grow as an author is to think about all the books that I read coming up as a child. So this time of year with the holidays, it's always good to read a holiday book. So I thought that we would start with one of my favorite holiday books called Together for Kwanzaa. Let's go. It was the first day of Kwanzaa and Kayla was sad. Her big brother Kyrie could not come home for the holidays because a heavy snowstorm had closed all the roads around his school. Kayla always missed Kyrie while he was away, but this was worse than ever. Sounds like it's a snowstorm like we had last night. Now they would have to start Kwanzaa without him. Kwanzaa was Kayla's favorite time of year. She loved celebrating for African heritage and doing special things with her family. But how could she enjoy Kwanzaa this year if Kyrie was not a part of it? Kayla tried to cheer up. After dressing in colorful African clothing, she began to set the Kwanzaa table. First, she put down the makiba, a traditional straw mat. On top of the makiba, she placed a kinaru, a Kwanzaa candle holder. The kinaru holds 7 candles, one for each night of Kwanzaa. A black candle in the middle, 3 red candles on the left, and 3 green candles on the right. The colors stand for different things. Black for the African American people, red for their struggles, and green for hope and a good future. Each night of Kwanzaa, families light candles and celebrate one of the 7 Kwanzaa principles, which are ideas that help people to be strong. The principles that help to guide them through Kwanzaa, but are all practiced all year long. There is a different principle for each day of Kwanzaa. Every year, Kayla and Kyrie would share the Kwanzaa greeting. Habari gani, Kyrie would say. The greeting is from the Swahili language. It means, what is happening today? Kayla would answer with the Kwanzaa principle for that day. Many Swahili words are used during Kwanzaa. Kayla sighed. It just wouldn't be the same without Kyrie there tonight. Kayla's parents helped her place fruits and vegetables on the makiba. The fruits and vegetables are called muzaho. They represent the harvest and the importance of working together. Here is the corn, said Kayla. Do you remember the Swahili word? Her mother asked. Muhindi, Kayla answered. The muhindi represents the children in the family. She put 2 ears of corn next to the other Kwanzaa symbols, one for her and one for Kyrie. When the table was ready, Kayla's mother helped her light the black candle. Kayla knew that they would light a red candle the second night, a green candle on the next night, and so on, until the candles were burning on the last night. Since Kyrie was not there, Kayla's father greeted her. Habari Gani, he said. Kayla answered the first principle of Kwanzaa. Umoja, she said. Umoja means unity. Kayla's father poured a few drops of water from the Kikombe Cha Umoja, or unity cup, to remember and honor their ancestors. At Kwanzaa, everyone drinks from the unity cup to celebrate family and community unity. Kayla and her family practice unity all year by spending time together as a family. Kayla especially loved family movie night. They would rent movies and eat pizza and popcorn all night long. Thinking about movie night made Kayla miss Kyrie even more. The next night, Kayla's father lit the black candle and the first red candle. He said, Koji Chakunleu, which is the second principle of Kwanzaa. It means self-determination or deciding what you want to be and do. Kayla decided that she wanted to go to college just like Kyrie and study to become a scientist. On the third night, the phone rang just as Kayla was lighting the first green candle. It was Kyrie. Habari Gani, Kyrie said. Ujimu, Kayla answered. Ujimu is the third principle of Kwanzaa. It means working together and being responsible. One way Kayla and her family practiced Ujimu during the year was by participating in her school's bake sale. The teachers, parents, and students all worked together to raise money for the community. The black candle, one green candle, and 2 red candles were lit on the 4th night. Kayla was really happy tonight. The roads were cleared and Kyrie was on his way home. The principle for the 4th night of Kwanzaa, Ojamu means cooperative economics or supporting African American businesses. Kayla and her parents love shopping in Tubman Square, where African Americans sold handmade jewelry, hats, and clothing. The phone rang, and Kayla ran to answer it. Hi, Kyrie. Are you almost home? She asked. Kyrie explained that his car had broken down on the way. It would take a few days to fix. Kayla burst into tears. There were only 3 days left of Kwanzaa. Kyrie would miss everything. Don't cry, sweetie, Kyrie said. I'll see you real soon, I promise. On the 5th night, Kayla's mother lit the candles. Today's principle was Niyu, or purpose. Kayla decided that her purpose was to be the best little sister she could be. She made Kyrie a special Kwanzaa scrapbook, telling him all about how the family celebrated this year. Koumba, or creativity, is the principle for the sixth day of Kwanzaa. After the last red candle was lit, Kayla and her parents made lots of decorations for Kuramu that night. The Karamu is a feast where families celebrate with friends and loved ones. Kayla made a flag using the Kwanzaa colors. It was black, red, and green, just like the candles in Kunara. Soon, there was a knock at the door. Kayla ran to answer it. Kyrie, she yelled as she opened the door wide. No, not Kyrie, but Grandma and Grandpa are here. Kayla was glad to see her grandparents, but she couldn't help being disappointed that Kyrie still hadn't arrived. She kept hoping that somehow he'd get home before Kwanzaa was over. There were many knocks on the door from friends and family. It was hard to be sad with so many people around. Everyone was enjoying the karamu. There was so much food, they had to have a separate table just for desserts. No one heard Kyrie at the front door, so he just walked right in. Kayla squealed with delight when she saw him. You made it, Kayla said, smiling. I took a taxi to a bus, he answered, just to see you. Kayla hugged Kyrie as tight as she could. Imani, Kyrie whispered on the last night of Kwanzaa. Tonight, all the candles glowed brightly. Imani means faith, believing in yourself and others. I believe in our family, Kayla said as they opened their zuwali or gifts. Kayla knew that zuwadi should be handmade or educational. She gave everyone a photo of the family in a frame she had made from old newspapers. Everyone loved their zuwadi, especially Kyrie. The end. So let me ask a question. If we can you can wave your hands if you agree. Did you enjoy the story? Okay, great stuff. I'm glad to see that we all enjoyed the story. I enjoyed it too. Something that was very important to me in this story was the family. They stuck together. They all were there for one another. And no matter what, Kyrie did his best to make it home for his little sister so that they could spend time together because those memories are so important. So I see that there are a lot of you here with, a sibling or a loved one, someone that you really care about. So if you can turn to the person next to you and say, thanks for spending time with me today. Awesome. It's always good to be able to spend time together. And I said family is important, and family is important to me, and it also helps me to write stories. So I am the author of the second book we're going to read called Chase is Ready for Takeoff. Now, in real life, Chase is my little cousin, and he's the reason why I became a children's book author. I went to buy Chase's first book at a store. That store didn't have anything that featured African-American characters. So a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, I know what I'll do. I'll write books for Chase and other children so they can see images of African-American people in the books that they read. So we are going to read my most recent book, Chase is Ready for Takeoff. And I'm gonna ask some questions for you at the end. So make sure you're paying attention and listening closely because I think you're going to enjoy it. Chase woke up nervous and his palms were sweaty. A trip was planned for Chase and his mom, but he just wasn't ready. His suitcase was packed and it was time to go, but there was just one thing that he wanted to know. I wonder what it could be. Chase asked his mom, why can't we take a bus or a train? That's when she realized he was scared to fly on a plane. Chase finally told his mom about his fear.
No.
Don't worry, she said with a smile from ear to ear. They boarded the plane on their way to Los Angeles. Chase thought to himself, I don't think I can handle this. That's when a flight attendant walked down the aisle. Her name was Anne, and she had a great big smile. She asked Chase if this was his first flight. He nodded his head yes and asked if he should hold on tight. She told him that there was nothing to worry about and he should enjoy the ride. Look at the bright side, she said. All the beautiful clouds are right next to you in the sky. It was time for takeoff, and the plane rolled down the runway. Chase knew if he could get through this part, it would be a fun day. Before he could panic, the plane had taken off. Chase realized the flight attendant was right. The clouds looked so fluffy and soft. I see someone put the airplane out. Nice. Chase and his mom had a great time in Los Angeles once they got off the plane. They saw palm trees everywhere and even went to a Lakers game. They went to Long Beach and enjoyed a quick swim. Chase wished he could go to Roscoe's for chicken and waffles again. How many people here like chicken and waffles together? Okay, Chase isn't the only one. Me too. Like, I already started getting hungry just thinking about it. But it was time to go explore a new space. Off to the airport they went to travel to a beautiful place. Chase was excited that he was going to Paris, but he was scared to get on another plane and felt embarrassed. On the plane, Chase met a tall man in a suit that was blue. Excuse me, sir, said Chase. Are you going to Paris too? Of course, it's my job to get you there, the man in blue explained. The man in the suit was the pilot. He's the person who actually flies the plane. The pilot told Chase that an airplane is just like a bird. They both have wings. The only difference is that airplanes take people to see amazing things. Chase slid down in his seat, all out of excuses. He thought to himself, I don't think I can do this. Just when Chase was about to panic, a familiar face showed up. His friend Jay from school was in the seat behind him, drinking orange juice out of a cup. Jay was sitting in his seat as comfortable as can be. I used to be scared too, said Jay, but now flying is fun to me. Let's see what they do next. Jay had an idea that would help his friend. The two boys pretended to be superheroes until the flight came to an end. On the first flight, Chase was so nervous that he squeezed his mom's hand. Now Chase was having so much fun that he didn't realize it was time to land. Now that they were in Paris, Chase and his mom were ready to have a great time. They explored museums and ate pasta while enjoying the sunshine. As much fun as they were having in Paris, Chase and his mom had one more stop. It was time to go get on another plane to visit Chase's grandpa. I wonder where they're going to go next. Chase knew Grandpa Herb lived somewhere near a beach. Last time he was there, he saw more boats in the water than cars on the street. Chase's mom pulled out her phone and pointed to where they were going on a map. They had a long flight to Hawaii, and she told Chase he should take a nap. I think I would take a nap too. That sounds like it's a pretty far flight. Chase started to get scared again, but then he looked around. Everyone on the plane was asleep, and snores from the passengers was the only sound. He thought to himself, if everyone is calm enough to sleep, then there's no need to worry. But as soon as the plane landed, Chase was ready to hop off in a hurry. Going to Hawaii was like a trip to the zoo. There were dolphins, turtles, and fish that would swim right up to you. Chase, I have a surprise for you, said Grandpa Herb with a smirk. Today, your cousin Emmy is going to teach you how to surf. How many people know how to surf? Does anyone know how to surf here? Any surfers? That is so cool. You have to teach me some lessons, okay? Because I need to be a cool surfer like you. It was a struggle at first, but Chase never gave up. It's all about balance, said Emmy. Believe me, it's tough. Before long, the practice began to pay off for Chase. He was surfing the waves like a pro with so much grace. Like in my head, I can do this, but in real life, it doesn't happen for me. I'm serious. I need those lessons. The time in Hawaii was fun, but it was coming to an end. Chase realized that he would have to get on an airplane once again. His legs began to shake like the leaves on a tree. But then Chase had a thought that put his mind at ease. I wonder what he comes up with. Airplanes helped Chase travel to very far places, and everyone was so polite. The least he could do was say thank you and wish them all a safe flight. From the flight attendant to the pilot, they all made Chase feel better. He decided to do something special and write each person a thank you letter. Chase came home and told everyone about his trip. He had so many stories, but there was one part of vacation he could not skip. Traveling is fun, said Chase. Everyone should try. Just remember, there's no need to be scared when it's time to fly. The end. So, did you enjoy it? If you enjoyed that story, go like this. Awesome. I'm so glad that you like this story. So this story for me is very important for two reasons. One, I think it's always cool to travel to new places. And unfortunately, the way things are right now today, we can't physically go to all the places that we want to. But the really cool thing is that with a book, you can travel anywhere that you want to go. You can travel to Hawaii like Chase. You can travel into the future. You can travel to the past. You can go so many places and take your mind to so many new adventures when you're reading cool stories. So that's one reason why this book's important to me. And the second reason is because we got to see Chase overcome his fear. How many people here have ever been scared before? How many people have ever been nervous? Right? Scared, you're nervous. I've been scared and nervous before too. When I get nervous, I get really, really sweaty. It happens. But I think about all the things that Chase did in this story to overcome his fear. He asked questions from people like the flight attendant and the pilot, people who have information that can help him overcome his fear. He reached out to his mom and told her why he was scared. He talked to his best friend, and his best friend was able to help him out with a new game. All of these things are ways that I overcome my nervousness and my fears, and you can try them too. So just remember, like Chase, you can travel to so many different places when you're reading, and you can learn how to overcome your fears just by being polite and really talking to the people who are around you. So I want to thank you for allowing me to read these two stories that are very special to me. I want to ask you if you have any questions for me about the story or about being an author.
I have been nervous before.
Mm.
When
You got some blood work today.
I got a blood walk and right in my arm, and I was super nervous.
Mm-hmm. And then it didn't hurt after all, right?
Yeah.
It was just this afternoon. He has a Band-Aid. Oh,
Well,
big Band-Aid.
it was right there.
Yeah.
You are brave. Like
So
when
brave.
I go,
I was in my mommy's lap.
Yeah, you sat in my lap.
And I was watching
PBS Kids helps.
Then it was
Then it was over.
Then it was over. And I got in a big round.
A big round?
No.
What are you doing? Let's let somebody else have a turn, okay?
I'm not done.
that is so important. I'm the same way when I have to go get shots. I get nervous. My palms are sweaty. But I think just like you, like we can overcome my fears. So you, my friend, you're one of my heroes, because next time I have to go and I need to get a shot, I'm going to think about how brave you were, and that's going to help me overcome my fear. So thank you so much. Does anyone else have any questions or anything else that you would like to share? Go ahead, you can take yourself off mute.
How long did it take you to write the stories?
That is a very good question. So my process, I like to take a full year. So from the time that I first think about an idea for a story to when I have a book back in my hand. The first 6 months are me just figuring out what I want to tell as a story. I usually like to start with the message at the end. So like with this book, Chase is Ready for Takeoff, I asked myself, what do I want children to be able to come away with when they are finished reading the story? And I said, I want children to learn about traveling, and I want them to learn about overcoming fears. So I start there, and then I go from the beginning to help me get to that ending message. And that takes me like 6 months. I think about everything from what locations are they going to? What names am I using? I try to use my family members as much as possible in the story. So like the flight attendant's my mom, the pilot is one of my best friends, that's his dad. Jay is a childhood friend of mine. So I try to think about all of these cool things, and also hang out with my little cousin Chase, who's 4 now. And Chase will let me know kind of what things I should be including in the story as well. So that process is 6 months. Then I have to talk to my illustrator, because guess what? I can write, but I'm not really good at drawing. I'm more of a stick figure guy myself. So, I talk to the illustrator, and we have conversations about how we want to make the best possible book for families like you to enjoy. Great question.
We're so thankful for you guys being here, and we're just so thankful for Cousin John. Can we all give Cousin John some big what is this? Put your hands in the air and shake them all around and give him some applause. There we go.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead. You can say thank you.
Thank you.
Of Of course. Thanks, Naeem and
You're
Rice.
welcome. Thank you for coming and thank you for spending some holiday story time with me today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
No.
Oh, Mason was